Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another meal prep video. If you watched my goals video, you know that I'm going back to the basics. I am dedicated to going back to when I was super successful on my weight loss journey, and this is going to be my year. So you're going to see my meal prep kind of how I used to do it, where I just prepped a lot of little things for meals. I usually did not prep more than just like one actual meal, and then I prepped a lot of components of meals. Then that way I was set up for success for lunches, dinners, breakfast, whatever I may be prepping for. If you've been watching me since the beginning, this will look familiar to you. Now, I did not show you that I did cut up my fruit, so just so you know, I do have lots of fruits and vegetables that I have in my refrigerator. I just did not show them in this meal prep. So I have some grapes, some strawberries I'm going to break down. I have some peppers in there. I have some cucumbers. So I do have lots of fruits and veggies, so no fear. But let's go ahead and go into the first thing we're going to prep, which is going to be a big batch of taco soup. So this is the easiest thing, and you guys would know I used to eat this constantly. So again, super easy. You just need a can of pinto beans, kidney beans, black beans. Fire roasted tomatoes are the best in this, by the way, so I highly recommend that. A can of Rotel. You need some corn. Usually use either frozen or canned corn. A packet of ranch seasoning mix and a packet of taco seasoning mix, and then whatever kind of meat you want to use. I'm using ground turkey. I'm using the 93% lean because it's cheaper. But you can use the 99% lean, and then this entire thing would be 0 points. You could use ground chicken is really good in this, ground beef, whatever you want to use in your taco soup. You can mix it up so many different ways. I also like to add in a little bit of onion powder just for a little bit more flavor. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to cook up our meat. Now, I like to add in the seasoning mixes when I'm cooking the meat. It just kind of helps with the flavor. I feel like, especially with ground turkey, that doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. I like to put my seasoning in there when I'm cooking the meat, and then that way it kind of warms up the seasonings, and it's just really good that way. Now, you can make your own taco seasoning. You guys know I usually do, but somebody gave me a bunch of taco seasoning packets, so I'm just using those up. Okay, now our cans of beans and tomatoes. So you can go ahead and rinse and drain your beans if you want. If you do that, you'll want to add in some sort of broth or something into your soup, or else it's going to be just nothing. There will be no liquid really, except for what's coming out of the tomatoes, which isn't a whole lot. I prefer not to rinse and drain them. It's just my preference. I know a lot of people like to do it because of the sodium, but you guys know I don't eat a lot of salt or anything anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. I just put in everything in the contents into the crock pot. Now, again, crock pot. I prefer to use the crock pot for this because I like that the longer it cooks, it just tastes better, but you don't have to do it this way. Oh, and by the way, I only put in about a half of that thing of frozen corn. You can go ahead and just make this on the stovetop, and then you can just let it come to a boil and cook it for about 30 minutes or so, and would be perfectly fine. But to me, I feel like with all the seasonings and stuff you're using in this, it just tastes so much better to put it on the crock pot. So I like to put it on low for about 3 hours. And like I said, just a personal preference. So this is going to go ahead and cook, and then when it's all done, it's going to look something like this. And then for me, I like to serve this with either plain non-fat Greek yogurt, put a little cheese on top. I love it with these baked Tostitos. You can have like 16 of these for 3 points. I'll always throw some jalapenos on top, but you can really just do whatever you want with it. It is so tasty. When I am going back to the basics, I like to do hard-boiled eggs. I like to have these in the fridge at all time because it's just easy for a quick snack for some extra protein. I do mine the 5-5-5 method, so use either the steamed potato, steamed vegetable on your Instant Pot, whatever you have. I put it in there for 5 minutes on the high pressure under the steam, and then I let them natural release for 5 minutes. Once they are done, and then I put them in an ice bath for at least 5 minutes. That's what the 5-5-5 is, but I usually let them sit in an ice bath much longer. But what I like about this is that they come out perfect every time. If you peel them right away, they peel really nice, but I personally, when I want them in the fridge, and I know I'm not sure if I'm going to eat them like within the next couple of days, I like to keep the peel on them. But what's nice is when you steam them, they're so easy to peel. The next thing I'm going to make is going to be something totally new. Never tried this before. These are Chipotle chicken, like taquitos or flautas, whatever you want to call them. I will have the original recipe linked down below. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this chicken and these Chipotle peppers and adobo sauce, and then also some of this roasted garlic Kinder seasoning. I'm going to put those in the crock pot. And actually, the Instant Pot, I'm sorry. I'm going to do it in the Instant Pot under the poultry setting. And then we also need some carb-balanced tortillas and some cheese. So that'll be rounding out the entire thing. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken in the Instant Pot. And I'm going to push the poultry button, which on mine is 15 minutes on the highest setting, high pressure. And I'm just going to let them cook. Then I let it natural release for about 10 minutes. And it comes out juicy and perfect. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get the cheese on our tortillas. So I have 6 tortillas here. I'm going to weigh out the 28 grams of cheese that each serving is, because I plan on having 3 of these, I believe, and I'm just going to pair them with a salad or something. So I'm going to do 28 grams and divide that by 3, so about 9 grams or so. And I'll have, well, some will be a little bit left over. So I'm going to put 9 grams of cheese into each of my tortillas. The chicken is all done, so I'm going to go ahead and just shred that up with my little meat thing here. And I don't think I mentioned I used 3 chipotle peppers in this pot. Okay, our cheese is all on our tortillas, and now I'm just going to take my tongs here, and I'm going to I'm not going to weigh out the chicken because it's 0 points. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I had this much left over, so that's enough to do a salad or a bowl or something. So I even have bonus chicken left over. So you see those are all here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple of sauces that I want to add to this. So I want to do this cilantro sauce from Herdez, and it's only 0 points for a tablespoon, and then so is the street sauce, the Roja, whatever it is, street sauce. They both are 0 points for a tablespoon, but I use just a teaspoon on each of them. And you can see here, this is just going to add a little bit more flavor. And now I'm going to go ahead and roll these up and put a toothpick in them. Now, I like to do my toothpick long ways like this because I feel like they just stay together a lot easier. Now, when I have these, I'm not going to cook them right now. I'm going to wait until the day I have them, and I'll spray them with a little bit of cooking spray, and then I'll put them in my air fryer. You can also put them in your oven. I believe the original recipe that I'll have linked down below does have the oven instructions as well. I'm going to make a verde cilantro guacamole dip to go along with these, and I'll have them either for lunch or dinner, and like I said, I'll probably have like a side salad to go along with them. So stay tuned for my daily or my weekly what I eat video. You can see how I make that sauce. Next up, we're going to do some turkey patties. Now, I actually ordered ground turkey, but they gave me the patties instead, which is fine. I can work with that. I'm going to do them 4 different ways. Since I have the patties already made, I'm going to take advantage of that. So I'm going to do some blue cheese crumbles with this buttery steakhouse seasoning, which I love. So it'll be one of them. The other one, I'm going to do this red garlic, which is super spicy. So it's like jalapeno and garlic. Then the other one, I'm just going to do the caramelized onion burger. And then the final one, I'm going to use my homemade Greek seasoning blend. And I'm going to go ahead and pair this with some feta cheese, which I'm not going to cook. I'll just wait till the day I have it. And I'll do these either in a bowl with a lettuce wrap. It's just endless what you can do with turkey burgers. So you can do so many things with them. So highly recommend having these like in your refrigerator for meal prep. Now I'm going to go ahead and put these in a 375-degree oven for about 20 minutes. You just want to make sure they're cooked through with a specified amount of degrees, which I believe is 180, I want to say, for turkey. And this is what they look like when they're all done. So I have all 4 of them here. And I did season both sides except for the one with the cheese. And like I said, stay tuned for my what I eat in a week video. I think that's what I'm going to do this week. Stay tuned for that, and you'll see how I kind of utilize all of this stuff in my daily meals. So speaking of which, having things on hand that you can utilize in so many different ways, taco meat. So I have some ground turkey here that I'm just going to cook up with this taco seasoning mix. And like, again, you can use the 99% lean, then it would be 0 points. I think there are some points for the seasoning mix, but I mean, you can count it if you want. It's totally up to you. But I'm using the 93% lean because it is more affordable. So I'm going to go ahead and cook this up. And again, I can use these for salads, for wraps, for bowls. So many things you can use this for. I am so set up this week to go back to the basics, totally set up for success so I can have all of my meals. I have no excuse not to have something good for lunch and for dinner this week. You can see here I am totally set up. I have my soup, I have my ground turkey, taco meat, I have a little bit of that chicken left over, I have my taquitos, I have my turkey burgers. I have my hard-boiled eggs for a snack. I am so set up and ready to go. So I will have some links down below in the description box for some taco soup recipes, for those chicken taquitos, so check those out. And like I said, stay tuned this week and you'll see how I kind of put all my meals together and what I'm eating for the first week in the new year. I am so excited and so dedicated to getting back on track. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.